Real Recovery Talk here. This is Ben with another 5 minute or less video coming at you. So, Tom just recently did a video on don't be disappointed with the results that you're not doing the work for, or something like that. But anyway, that brought to mind for me the topic of surrender. Surrender is one of those words that gets thrown out there very often. Surrender to the process. You need to surrender, whatever the case may be. We hear the word surrender all the time. Here's the thing. When I came in, I was one of those guys who thought I knew something, but until I got a sponsor who sat me down and said, Ben, do you even know what surrender means? And I was like, yeah, man, to go over to the winning side, or I give up. And he quickly pointed out to me, that's not the case. Imagine that. So let me throw it, actually, I'll give you what the definition that he told me is. He's one of those guys that had a dictionary from like the 1940s and told me I had to define surrender like that, the way it was intended to be used. He told me it means to agree to the terms of peace, which means that if I want peace, there's going to be some terms. There's going to be some things that I have to do. There's going to be some work to do. There might be some consequences, etc. Peace is the goal. There's work that comes along with it. Let me give you an example. Let's say I rob a bank, armed robbery, and I'm running down the street away from the police, and all of a sudden I surrender, don't shoot. I surrender, don't shoot. Okay, sir, have a good day. Glad he surrendered. That's not how it goes down. They're still going to pound me down to the ground, put a knee in my back, do that thing where they jam their thumb in the back of your ear, that pressure point, you feel like you're going to die, and they slap the cuffs on you way too tight, and you have a nice ride to the jail for a while. Then you see the judge, etc. So just because I surrender doesn't mean that I'm not going to pay some prices. And I like to throw that out there, going back to the terms of peace. If I want peace in recovery, when I surrender, I have to come to the realization that's going to have to be followed up with some action. There's going to be some things that have to be done. It's not just like, I surrender, I give up, so all of a sudden I'm going to be sober. Like, what am I giving up? Like, it just, it's when it was pointed out to me in that way, it was a little bit more easy for me to process and apply. That's where it comes into, if I surrender, I'm really going to have to start taking suggestions. If I surrender, I'm really going to have to do those things they tell me to do. Get a sponsor, get a home group, do some step work. If the therapist has some suggestions, I might want to take those. Looking at my sleeping patterns, go to bed earlier, not play so many video games. I don't know. Recovery as a whole, there's so many different suggestions you can get from so many different places. And that's the thing, man. Looking at surrender, it's not like you're just giving up. Yes, are you giving up the fight? Sure you are, but that doesn't mean that it comes for free. So with that being said, there's a little bit of surrender for you. No one told you I love you today? I do. Real Recovery Talk.